after show.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun. It's Crypto Night in Canada. How's everybody tonight? Hi, Ryan.
Good.
Hi, Candace. I see Zach's in the house and Marie Claude's here. Hello, hello, hello. What's going on this lovely spring Wednesday evening? Zach's in the house and Marie Claude.
So
Have you got something?
not much. No, that's not you guys. It's fixed.
Well, that was me. I fixed it.
Okay.
I thought maybe it was us.
I just want to hear this once tonight, okay?
That's right. And Scott's in the house. Hi, Scott. How's everybody doing tonight? For those of you that may be new, because we did have quite a few new people last week. So if you're new to the show or new to the Crypto Night in Canada, we're Tim and Nancy Danter, and we're just...
She's Nancy.
Yes, I'm Nancy. He's Tim. And we're just a couple of plain ordinary folks trying to figure out and learn the crypto space. And in addition to learning that space, we get to hang out with some of the coolest people. And we like to talk about inflation, deflation, stagflation, the economy, what stocks, what should we do about buying homes? What should we do about, should we have cash on hand? Are we going for a recession? Aren't we going for a recession? So welcome, welcome, welcome. And our two very regular special guests, Ryan Hemsley beside us. And most of you know Ryan from the High Rye channel, and he does his live market closes every day. And of course, below us is the awesome, amazing Candace Mountain from Mountain Finance. And she brings us all kinds of cool insights and technical analysis. And then over on her show, does tons and tons and tons of short videos, long videos, videos on taxes, videos on ETFs. I was going to say what did I say? EFTs? I don't know. Candace does a lot of great videos if you're looking in the world of finance in general. So anyways, the Bitcoiners are in the house tonight too. How are you? And Cannabis, it's great to see everybody. Chris is here. This is great. Lots and lots and lots going on in the news today. So I wanted to start quickly by talking a little bit about your market close today, Ryan, because I caught some of the 2-hour show and you guys were watching the interest rate hike by the feds in the US. And so I believe they went up a quarter point, if I'm not mistaken.
Today was just, yeah. So I don't know how much you caught of it. I kind of summed it up at the end, what I thought, but it was just a giant nothing burger. Like the quarter point we already knew was going to happen and priced in forever. And then we knew that there would be implied volatility today, whether it's up or down, whatever. I mean, I kind of thought maybe downward. I'm still expecting the market to go down, but it shot up and you saw China recover like a son of a gun today. Bitcoiners are saying he's the Bitcoiner of the week. Every time, and this is the thing, the rate decision is irrelevant because the second the rate decision was announced, people started getting sketched out ahead of what Jerome Powell is going to say. So it's really just coming down to, I don't even care about when the rate decision or the meetings are anymore. Whenever that guy opens his damn mouth, that's what I care about now. So at the end of the day, and now
what did he end up saying? Because I didn't hear what he said.
He started out by saying, "Thank you for coming."
Stop it.
There was a lot of non-answers in my opinion. I'm pretty sure Candace watched it too, but there was a lot of like non-answers in my opinion. He pretty much confirmed, I don't know if it was a slip, that there would be a rate hike during every single one of the meetings this year. He didn't say if, he said if there's 7 meetings, there's 7 hikes, and then he dropped it immediately. So I don't know if that was a slip, but it's just something that we've already been pricing in. At the end of the day, I saw it as a giant nothing burger. The volatility is what everybody was expecting. But at the end of the day, he did seem a little bit cautious. Now, why was he cautious? In my opinion, CPI data and producer data, I don't really care about as much. CPI data hasn't even taken into account the war in Ukraine or these high energy prices, high food prices. And I went over this on a previous live stream. Typically takes 2 to 3 months for the gas price to reflect on food. So we're not going to, at least on what I was looking at, I could be wrong, Nancy, you're the expert on this one. But for me, like, we had one good day today, and I don't know. I mean, to me, it was a nothing burger. I'm expecting to have better buy opportunities, but that's just my gut.
Yeah. Hey, Ken, welcome. Welcome to the show, everybody. Ken, the freaking Oracle, is in the house. So, okay, quickly along that line, because I did want to dive into stuff we're not hearing a lot of in the news, and it's a jumping point of what you just said. we're not really seeing the big picture with what's happening in Ukraine. And I want to just point out that there's two key things that are kind of freaking me out, and I'm not exactly sure how the vacuum is going to fill in here. One is a third of all the wheat that is produced in the world comes out of the Ukraine. And the second is a third of all potash comes out of Ukraine. And potash is hugely important as fertilizer. So we need the fertilizer in all the other parts of the country. And, last week we talked a lot about supply and demand. We did a whole thing on supply and demand. So what happens when a third just disappears? A third of the wheat just disappears. What happens? Putting it out to you guys, because I always give the answers. So what do you think happens when a third of the wheat that is produced in this world just is not going to be able to be produced?
To answer that, there's more pieces of the puzzle.
Well,
Such as?
Well, such as China locking down, and that's going to screw up all the shipping. And
Well, that's another thing that's happening. That's another thing that's happening.
Well, here's the thing: if you remove a third of the wheat, the price is going to go up because there's less wheat on the market. Simple as that. Means that where wheat is used in so much manufacturing of so many different foods, a lot of food prices are going to go up. So it's going to drive a shortage inflation on food.
Yeah. So what happens yes, Candace, you're right. So we have to start thinking about the vacuum that is created when it's gone. Who's supplying Europe? And if Europe can't get what they need, then they start sourcing everywhere and anywhere. And so what does even the Canadian, in Canada, we do this too. We will sell to the highest bidder, and that excludes our own countries at some points. We will sell if we can make a buck, that's what business does. They will sell where they can. So it's going to be a race for all these goods and services, and we're not talking about it enough. Then to Tim's point, there's a again, not really being talked about as much in the media. It's not in the forefront, in my opinion, but they've locked things down again in China because of their COVID numbers are through the roof. So we're looking at least 3 more weeks of they're going to lock down for at least 3 weeks at minimum. What does that do to supply chain again? It has a ripple down effect. We're going to see a backlog of those ships again in the yards in California, because if China's not moving goods, they're not moving their people around. We're in for another world of hurt again.
Well, don't worry, because and this is a statement. It's not an opinion, or vice versa. Don't worry. We've got a government that will supply the rest of the world with our wheat. If this was a U.S. past president, that wheat wouldn't be going anywhere.
Very true. Very true. Corn tortillas. That's all I can say, man.
I thought you could say more than that.
What do you?
No,
are you hoping corn tortillas? We have corn tortillas.
Replace your bread with corn tortillas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have a corn problem too.
A corn problem?
We shouldn't.
Would you see all the corn we pass coming up here?
That is nothing.
We have so much corn, it's coming out of our ears.
Oh my goodness.
Oh dear.
Well, you know that we use corn
for
corn is used to feed cattle, to feed livestock.
That's a different type of corn. Feed corn and human corn are 2 different types of corn.
I know, but we have a corn shortage. We do.
Okay, if you say so. It's not what I see.
I see lots of acorns.
We have a shortage of companies manufacturing with corn. I think we might have a shortage of that, but the actual corn itself?
I don't know.
I think that logic would say that if McDonald's can't find employees, these farms can't either. So I would assume that there is a shortage across everything. Like wheat prices did come down today, just a tiny little bit after spiking. Wheat almost looks like the lumber chart that we were tracking when we started this channel. And then nickel's taking the same approach. Nickel would totally shit the bed the other day, and LME had to shut it down. I was going to say 2 pieces of news that are not being covered like crazy that I wish would be covered. The fact that Saudi Arabia is considering settling oil contracts with China in the Chinese yen as opposed to the American dollar. That's crazy. And the fact that Russia today reversed flow of natural gas on one of their pipelines to Europe. which is going to obviously spell disaster for Europe, energy crisis, like you've never seen. And then for people like today, we were listening to that Jerome Powell thing. He's like, oh, I don't think we're, going to head to a recession. I think we're pretty good. It's like, dude, look what's going on in Europe right now. Even if we're on the edge of being okay, they're going to crash and then we're going to fall down too. So it's like, I don't understand where this guy was coming from today a little bit, but there's so much more negative than there is positive. I don't know if it's just my biased viewpoint, but I today confused me why everything rallied like crazy. Like the Chinese government comes out and says, we're going to put a little bit more emphasis on our financial markets, on our stock markets. We're going to support you guys. So stocks jump 60% in a day. Oh, that isn't something I'm familiar with in penny stocks or crypto. Like I have zero faith in the Chinese stock market whatsoever, but I don't know. I was sitting there shaking my head sometimes today. Like this is dumb.
It feels confusing. That's why I said it's confusing, because everything points to a recession. Absolutely everything points to a recession. And yet I'm not sure. I thought this time last year we were heading for a recession, and they just kept pumping more money. They kept buying more bonds. They kept buying more things. They were buying more treasuries. They're throwing liquidity into the marketplace. So I am skeptical now. Here's the crazy thing. All metrics point to a recession at this point.
Or something.
And yet, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
Something else be? What do you think?
World war?
Yeah.
Time out.
I'll put people to work.
Well,
did you see that Germany, there was a whole bunch of people, we were reading it in the Morning Brew the other day.
Didn't Germany just put an order in for F-15s or something like that?
All of the NATO countries have upped their defense spending but to 2% of their GDP. So,
and Lego can't keep up. You're on mute again, buddy.
I was going to say only a few years late.
Yeah,
they were given that advice a few years ago, but
we're all a few. Have you noticed?
Well, no, but I mean, the advice no, truly, but like when we were talking like a few years ago about this particular issue, it all revolved around energy. And when you look, and by the way, Jill, congratulations! I saw that Facebook post. Congrats, Jill. But like the energy thing was totally foreseeable when Russia, a truly unstable ally. I don't know if you're an ally or an enemy. You're kind of a cold brother kind of thing. When Russia controls the EU, one of our greatest trading partners in North America, the EU as a whole, and their entire economy hinders on Russian supplied natural gas and shale and oil. Like that to me is, I mean, that was stupid. That was trying to milk things, because that was like, I don't know. Russia is so right now. I saw a meme and it made me laugh. I wanted to share it, but I didn't want people to think I'm like pro-Russian. I'm not. But it's like Russia is just shitting on all of these sanctions. They're working around it with China, India, and Saudi Arabia. Like every 2 seconds, they've got a new plan. And it's like, where are we going with this? We're shipping them 800 anti-air missiles now. And there's production orders for new F-35s, like Tim was just saying. Like, okay, so what happens until that actually gets to the front? Because that's a mish. Like, let's just produce thousands of F-35 top-of-the-line brand new jets for NATO, as if that solves the problem now. Like, and I was kind of making fun of Russia today in my live stream too, because they're repeating Afghanistan. Like, how did you have these Afghanistan tribes with RPGs and anti-aircraft missiles hiding behind rocks, destroying the entire air superiority? And then you're seeing videos on Twitter now of Ukrainians popping out from bushes. Boom! There goes a helicopter with 2 Russian lives worth $50 million and missiles all over. And it's just like, did Russia not pay attention the first time? Like, they're getting annihilated by farmers with anti-aircraft missiles supplied by the States. It's like a duplicate of Afghanistan.
Well, and don't you think they've doomed their economy for years and years to come? Like, even if this thing, like, how does this end? This is my, what's the end game?
Well, that's a good question. Could they serve? So hypothetically, about the economy, could Russia only deal with China and still survive without the rest of us?
I think the question isn't if Russia could deal with China. I think, can China survive without America? Because it's up to China. It's not up to Russia or up to America. whoever China wants to be truly allied with, that's the major superpower coalition in the world. Simple as that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's, can China survive without America? And I think we're starting to see China test it by, again, changing the currency that they settle oil with to their own versus the American dollar. And then if China decides that it's equivalent to America, like economically speaking, well, fuck the sanctions.
Right.
I mean, they mean nothing. We'll just deal with, I mean, literally nothing, because then they're just the major superpower. So you're already seeing China very slowly test their currency politically. And oil is probably the most, I would say, sought after commodity on the planet. Like,
right.
So, and oil's, sorry guys, if you hear Eddie, he's just pacing, but Russia's got it all, like really, and that in the Middle East. So it's wild. I don't know.
Well, we haven't even brushed the topic of, in this new day and age, what role does cryptocurrency play in all of this? Because that wasn't around last go around to the extent it is now. And you don't have Ukraine saying we're now going to go on Bitcoin and, all this other stuff. This is a whole new frontier we've got a plan. There's a plan B here for exchanging monetary values of things and stuff like that.
I don't know.
And where were all the miners at one point in time? China, right? And they started shutting that down. Maybe, just maybe, crazy thought, that they were just stockpiling all the Bitcoin from the Bitcoin miners.
See,
for just a time like this.
I totally, I'm kind of on that same level. I don't know if, well, I'm sure they are stockpiling as a hedge, but I feel like they only canceled Bitcoin because it's the only threat that they face to dominating the American dollar would be Bitcoin. That's why I kind of imagine that they cut Bitcoin, because it's a bigger threat to the yen, the yuan, whatever it's called.
But it makes it a lot easier to deal with Russian Bitcoin, perhaps.
No, I know, but then you start reading these stories about how all of the Bitcoin now that was donated for that thing that happened a few weeks ago in Ottawa, all of that Bitcoin's been seized. And it's like, okay, so exchanges are obviously not safe. It doesn't matter if it's on the blockchain or not. And once you have, like for cold storage, for instance, once they establish that that's your address, then your cold storage is burned too, because how are you ever going to be able to transfer it off? So, so your cold storage address almost needs to be like private, never to be opened again until a doomsday. So it's like, I don't know. Just because once they identify that cold storage wallet, then moving it puts you at risk. Holding it, you can't do anything, but moving it, you're hooped.
Yeah. So Candace, what do you think of all this? You're pretty quiet.
Well, it's one of these situations that crypto is just really in an interesting thing, and we're kind of in a brand new frontier, as you had said. So, I mean, we've already seen it being used for people who want to help Ukraine, for example. But at the same time, it's, you could also use it technically to get around some of the sanctions. So I think it's going to be really interesting. It's going to sort of redefine the way, like I think on the other side of whatever ends up happening, countries are going to have to start looking at how they do sanctions and how they can sort of deal with crypto being sort of that loophole. Because I think that's true. And Russia, before this even began, Russia had approved Bitcoin. I imagine they stocked up quite a bit on it in Russia, and they're sitting back there, and I think their resources are better than we think they are. I think they're almost at the point that they're letting us think they're in bad shape.
Mm-hmm.
Like that crippled animal that's not crippled, but it's just trying to lure you in so it can bite your throat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the way I view Russia on this. I don't think they're in as bad shape as they're letting on to the world, or that people think they are, because nobody's taken into consideration what they may have been doing for years. And we know they've been planning this for years.
They were adjusting their oil export output for at least 12 months before this ever happened. And literally the exact same thing before Crimea as well. So this special operation was probably in place well before this president was even sworn into office. And it was probably executed because of Afghanistan and the lack of American presence so close to them and NATO and all of that. That's my gut feeling, is that without a major war in the Middle East, it truly was just walk right in the door. There's NATO and there's nothing else. And there's no American troops on the ground. There's none of that BS. That's how I kind of look. I mean, if I was him and it was like a game of Risk, I would wait till the enemy had gone home, and then I would go do my thing. That's what I would do, but I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's very tricky. And there's a lot in the news, and everybody's just looking at the horrors of what's going on. And they're not, what I just want to challenge everybody that watches to start to think bigger picture. Think about the ramifications of what's coming down the pipeline for us. Because we're over here sitting, running our day to day. We see it on the news. We see it on YouTube. We're hearing it in all the social media feeds. But really, have we thought it all the way through to what that's going to do to us on the other side? That's the only reason we bring it up on this channel. It's just it's data points, something to keep in mind, something so that when you're thinking about, what you're doing as far as your finances are concerned. And I would challenge both Candace and Ryan on this one, because they're our stock people, is what kind of stocks would you be investing in right now for military defense contracts and things like that? Because if we know the spending's going there, then that there's going to be money flowing into those businesses. So Lockheed Martin is one that comes to mind. There's got to be a handful of others that if you're following and want to be thinking about putting some money into something, anything that's got defense contracts to it would be something I would be looking at.
Well, you'd think about Rockwell.
Why Rockwell? Are they?
You're on mute again, buddy.
Sorry, Tim?
Rockwell.
What do they do?
I thought they were part of the defense down in the States. Rockwell International.
I don't know what they do.
Well, I know that the one I was going to say was Lockheed Martin. The second big, massive powerhouse that always goes up with war, especially modern war, would be Raytheon, really. Raytheon goes up like crazy. I don't own it, but that goes up like crazy. Beyond that, those are the only two that come to mind.
Well, and here's what I say. I know a lot of people are starting to back out of oil, but if a war starts broadening, oil runs all of the war machines.
Yeah.
So I think oil is still a safe bet.
Yeah. I'm going to write a couple of these down. You guys could keep talking as I write notes. I always write notes I don't have my purple book with me, but I do write notes on all of the things we talk about.
She writes them on her hand. She's running out of space.
That's right. That's
I
right.
have to watch that I don't sleep on my side at night, or else I end up with freaking notes and bullet points all over myself when I wake up.
Yeah. Bleak 784 says ammo. Any ammo companies would be a good thing to. Gosh, I feel this is a terrible thing that we're talking about. Let everybody invest in war-making things.
I hate to say this, yeah, there's money to be made everywhere. I don't care if you're a green energy Tesla driver. There's still been bank to make with oil this year. There's another one that I've been debating, but I'm like, how much do I want to feel like Satan investing in this stock? It's ticker symbol GEO, I believe. And it's a private prison. And if we are in the States, and it's a private prison company, and if we are headed to recession, that company is going to explode like every other private prison. And I've been debating, and I'm like, because people talk about it, and then they're just like, you know what? I just can't do it morally, even though it just every time the market crashes, these will just skyrocket because of the amount of people committing crime and going to jail. So that was one, ticker symbol GEO for all of you out there with a cold heart. But I'm debating myself that, there's like the wartime stocks. Private prisons almost seem, they don't kill people at least.
And in modern days with a big war, I would even be looking at investing in people who do things like funeral homes, because there's going to be a lot of dead.
And that goes down the line to places like coffin makers, Victoriaville.
This is a horrible conversation.
Shovel.
It's making me have a hot flash.
This is the kind
Even
of
if we
stuff.
remove war out of the equation, the baby boomers are getting old. They're going to start dropping like flies, and when that happens, the death businesses are going to make a ton of money. Why wouldn't you invest in them?
You know what? It's so true. It's so true. It's so true. I don't even want to get into the discussion about funerals and funeral homes because it's such a racket for me. It's such a racket. It's such a money-making machine. Man, do those guys know how to pump out the money. They know, they prey on people's emotions. I'm telling you.
I worked with a few guys who had come into my industry from that industry, and it's the same sales tactics, like the exact same. Like, okay, we can put your mother in this, or we can put her. I mean, I'm not obviously giving the pitch, but it's crude and rude in the worst time of someone's life. It's brutal.
Do you know what's interesting? Okay, so
Either way, you could put your ass in it, right? Car, coffin.
okay, but funny enough, talking about this, it is an investment strategy on some levels that nobody ever likes to talk about, but maybe we should sometime talk about it. Maybe today is as good a day as any. But, you know, prepaid funerals, you know, Tim, you have to admit your aunt. So Tim's aunt was a single.
It's a racket.
No.
It's a racket.
Stop.
Say hello to my little friend.
No.
Danger.
You're a stranger.
Yeah. So prepaid funerals, it sounds morbid. It doesn't sound like, you know, you don't want to talk about it. But Tim's aunt, she went and did this herself, and she paid like a fraction of what a funeral would cost today. And she had it all organized. She knew exactly what she wanted. She was a single woman. And really, I mean, she had Tim. And so you had a couple of other cousins too that kind of looked after her stuff, but thank God she had that all done, and it was a fraction of the price because she paid in the dollars that what year did she get that? Like in the 90s?
I have no clue.
And then so then when you go, then it takes the emotion out of it. The expense is already done, and there's something to that. And you know what? I said to Tim, some of the pomp and pageantry that goes along at some point with some of these funerals, to Ryan's point, they know how to, like, my girlfriend, she had her father's funeral. This was pre-COVID. And they have this little book at the front, you know, where you sign in the book when you go to the visitation, you sign in the book. So they wanted to sell it to her for $45 for this nice little book that went. She found the same darn one at the dollar store. Same one. She said, no, thank you. And she went and got her own beautiful book at the dollar store. But because we're so emotionally distraught at that time, they can upsell us on all those things because you think, oh, I don't want to, you know, disparage my loved one's memory. So we've got to do all of these things. It's really, anyways, we're down a bad path.
You're down a bad hole.
And as Jill said, prepaid funerals are a good idea because it takes a lot of the stress off the family. It is horrible. It's a horrible thing when you've just lost a loved one and you're sitting there and they're taking you by all of the coffins, all of the things. And then you're like, I don't know, especially if you're younger when it happens. Because Tim you were what, 24, 23 when your mom died? We were young. He was 23 and I was 20, 19 even. Was I even 20? I was 20. What did we know about that stuff? We didn't know anything about that. We're young, right? This is like,
Can you tell they want to continue with the conversation?
They don't want to talk about this. They don't
Well,
want to talk about it.
I'm all set up because it's $3,000 to have yourself cooked up and put in a bottle. So I'm good.
Well, I'm just saying that I want to pay for my own funeral before I die. That gives me one less reason to come back and haunt people for doing it wrong.
Well, there you go. See? Okay. So Ken, what's going on? Have you gotten any meme coins you've been jumping into lately? What happened with
You haven't posted anything.
You haven't posted anything, so we're all wondering why you're so quiet.
Because I've been watching all the stuff from Dubai right now. The Dubai Expo. There's clips and everything on YouTube, and stuff is looking good there. So
give us a hint.
A hint of what?
Well, you said stuff is looking good there. What does that mean?
It looks good. I don't know. It
Start taking notes.
It looks good.
So you can remember what you're watching.
Yeah.
Well, I can remember certain.
So what are they? That's what she's asking. What are some friggin' projects, you psycho?
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing new. It's just everybody's there that they're making connections. That's the thing. They're in Dubai, which is like the richest place in the world, and all these like Shiro Inu's making connections, Shinobi's making connections, Satama's making some damn good connections. Satama's NFTs are going to be off the charts when they get released with the artists they have doing it. Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah, and just in reference to what Jill just said, I plan when I die, I plan to be my own master of ceremonies for my death. Like
Really?
Nobody's allowed to come up and talk because it's only going to be me. I'm going to dominate the whole thing. I'm going to be telling jokes. It's going to be awesome.
What are you going to... You need to do a sneak preview for us.
That's just wrong.
Why? I've often thought,
What don't think. Just don't.
Okay, the creepiest way to be buried or disposed of, creepiest way, is when those people mix your ashes with seeds and breed tree seeds.
I love that idea.
Yeah. Okay, until you want to move. What if you move and that tree is embedded with? I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
You're never going to forget that tree.
If you buried me in the ground, say Tim buried me here, and then he decided I don't like here anymore, he moves. Isn't it the same thing?
Yeah,
What?
but you're still a tree in the yard of someone else. You think that's going to get off someone's mind? You plant a tree with loved ones' ashes ingrained in the seeds or whatever. You're never leaving. You are a psycho. You are tied to it. You are built with this tree. You're going to be like praying to it. It's going to turn cultish in like a year. Swear to God. Like if I was a tree, like if my parents were trees in my front yard.
Cut me down. Just take the axe and cut me down.
Cut you down.
Then use me. Yeah, burn it.
Come back in a couple of years. There'll be sneakers hanging over it.
No, you could use me
Or-
for firewood.
tree.
Wrap
Lightning
yourself
will
up
hit
in
it.
Christmas tree seeds, because then after they cut you down, they can at least you can go out in lights.
no, wait a couple of generations and put like a tree house in there, and then you can be like, okay, kids, go play with great grandpa.
Yeah, dude, creepy.
And
dude.
the haunted
Like,
tree house.
what if you wake up in the morning and someone spray painted your tree? You're gonna feel emotional about it now? It's like, I don't know, the whole thing. Like, I'd be like, I'd go insane. I would turn into Tom Hanks in Castaway. I'd start talking to the tree. It'd be a whole thing, man. Can't do it. Burn me and put me in a jar.
Well, Tim, something just came up here. What is that?
It's okay.
I don't know what this is.
It's okay.
So, okay. I guess.
Speaking of NFTs, right? This is what I was saying just before we went on the air. I had to go into a cannabis store because I got this looking for this roll on for my knee. I've screwed my knee up, and he asked me how I was going to pay. And by the way, net coins for the first 3 months in their prepaid Visa is 3%. So that's what I'm doing right now. Is my net coins Visa, prepaid Visa. And there should be a link in the description below. Is there not? Anyway, you can direct message me or whatever for my link if you haven't got net coins. But he says, how are you going to pay him? Net coins. He goes, funny you should say that. He says, we give out NFTs here. And I said, come again? So I don't know anything about cannabis, but some of you may. It's called ghost drops.
You heard of this?
It's ghost. I can't bring it up. I don't know if you can see it. It's ghost drops. And apparently those are two different brands there. And he says, this stuff will knock you on your ass. He says, but on the grass. But then what you do is you get a little packet that is an NFT, and you get an NFT when you purchase one of these cannabis containers. I thought that was kind of neat.
That's sort of what we talked about the food NFTs, where they're now having real life goods and services crossing over into the space where there's
I hadn't heard of that.
Were you not there the day that we did the food NFT?
See, now you should have bought the cannabis so that you could have got the little thing, and then you could have scanned it or whatever, and then you could have showed us what this NFT thing does.
Well, I can't, but then what do I do with the cannabis? I don't smoke cannabis.
Was it a smoking thing? Or was it a gummy thing? What was it? Was it
I thought it was
drops?
like a roll-on cream or something, wasn't it?
Well, that roll-on cream,
Oh,
I got that from my son for Christmas because
I'm
he
going to
gave
plant
us
it next
all.
to the tree.
He gave us all this amazing cream, and it's called Wildflower. Holy smokes, that stuff works. If you got a sore neck, a sore finger, a sore knee, a sore anything, you roll that stuff on, and in minutes it takes the pain away.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
pretty
get
darn
over.
good. Yeah.
It is amazing. So now
Not
we're
cheap
all,
though. This stuff is not cheap.
who cares? It works. Anyways, so but I would be interested. Why Ken's right. Why didn't you buy that thing?
Okay,
we could
folks,
see
I'll
the
go and
NFT.
buy one, and then next week but that doesn't answer what I'm going to do with the cannabis.
But what is it? I still don't know what it is.
Cannabis is something you smoke.
No, but was it that though? But they have it in gummies and a bunch of other
Nancy,
stuff.
this was the cannabis. This was the cannabis buds or cannabis.
What is it, Ryan? Is it stuff you smoke?
I'm the expert on pot, I guess.
No, well, or Ken.
But if it's look, by the picture you had, it looks like it's in the little 3.5 gram jars. Okay, the little fucking. And it looks like it's smokable, like you roll it into a stupid joint or something. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Gummies usually come in like a plastic foil type bag almost.
I feel your pain, Tim. My knee hurts too, but that's because I fell down the stairs again.
Did you really?
Yeah, twice this year.
Oh my God,
Did you-
Candace.
did
The year just started. Oh boy.
Did you not put the sign up saying caution stairs like I told you to?
No. It was just one of those things where it's like, you think you see the step and you just.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. When I moved furniture, that was my biggest fear. Or an appliance. It was like how many stairs, and I forgot to count.
Okay, just pointing this out because
It's,
Mr. Red Taco had my back.
Ken, it says total THC is 238.58 mg per gram.
Okay, what's the name of it though? What's the
Ghost drops.
Ghost drops?
Ghost drops.
See, Scott says
Here.
he's gotten ones that say, I've gotten ghost drops. See, he said he's gotten drummies in a container similar to the 3.5G container. See?
I've never tried the gummies. I don't know.
Well, no.
I don't know.
I don't know either. No clue.
Well, I guess this is what we got to do, Nancy. When you guys buy your NFT pot, I guess we'll just do a smoking session. No, but you'll have to find some way to get rid of it or throw it in the trash. It'll be an expensive NFT, though. You'll be paying $40 for this NFT or whatever.
Or you could just have a fire outside and just throw it in the fire and stand around the fire. Downwind from it.
These are all really good suggestions. We will have to report back to you on what the outcome of all of these things.
That way you're not technically smoking it, right? However, you are breathing it in, and yeah.
Oh boy, yeah. So Jill says she would get some CBD oil and rub it into specific areas. That is what that roll-on thing that my son gave us. It is remarkable. I was I'm not sure about this, and then I tried it and I'm like, wow. I myself have recommended that darn roll-on thing to so many people. Yeah. Anyways, so it is crypto night in Canada. Thought maybe we should talk about a little bit of crypto. So, Miss Candace, might you be ready to talk about the metaverse?
I could be.
Yay.
I just have to share my screen here. Just give me a second.
Okay. The Canna bus driver said he can provide a free disposal service. We'll keep that in mind. We'll let you know if we need you next week.
And if we come online with a big bag of Doritos, you know how that story ended then.
Yep.
Don't get Doritos. You get 5 less in a bag now, right?
All right. We'll talk about something else while I give Chrome has somehow lost permission to share. So
thank you. Yes, thank you, Chris. Chris says smash the like button, everybody. We would love that. If you like the content and you think that it's fun to hang out with us, we'd love for you to hit that like button because it does actually help the algorithm. And we're getting so darn close to hitting that 1,000 subscribers. We look at ourselves as the little YouTube channel that could. Anyway, so it's if you would, that would be awesome. And
I sent you
got
guys.
it. I
You
just
got
got
it?
it coming
Okay.
up. Yeah, I just got it. Ghost Drop launches NFT marketplace, the digital future of cannabis. Wow. I'll post this. Actually, I can post this.
can you
Just put it
post
on the
this?
Facebook group.
Yep, I can put this in just one sec.
Good job. Good
Thanks,
job,
Ken.
Ken and Tim. Let's just get that in the
Oh,
regular
It'll be
chat.
working.
There we go.
And Jason Spooner's right. It is funny that the crypto market is the more stable of the two nowadays. And I can't even. I heard that the blockchain backer is saying that. I don't know if any of you watch the blockchain backer. He's saying that Bitcoin is going to remain steady in around the 38 to 50 range for the remainder of the year. It's going to bounce up and down in that range, but it's going to really do not much more than that. Now,
So-
that's just one opinion. Who knows if it's
So
true?
here's an idea, and here's a question. You know how Ledden, the Canadian company, has the B2X. Is it B2X? B2X service where you can, B2X, where you can put your Bitcoin up to purchase another Bitcoin, and you have to watch the liquidity on it, so on and so forth, right? So you invest a Bitcoin, you get a Bitcoin, right? Remember I said when Bitcoin was going to drop low and it was going to go low, we should look at this again?
Yeah.
Wondering if we should look at it, because all it costs is interest.
Has anybody out there done this B2X thing?
Not me.
Okay.
Do you really think that this is the bottom for Bitcoin, Tim?
I think
Because
I think it could be. I
Okay.
think the only thing the only other marker we got to watch is potentially how this war is going to, if this war or action, whatever you want to call it, triggers another similar event.
well, how's Bitcoin, in your opinion, going to react in a recession?
I think people are going to hodl it a lot. They're going to take it off. They're going to put it in cold storage. I think it's going to become, for those of you, I think it's going to become for institutional, for those people who have money, and for the whales who have money, it's going to become a commodity that they're going to want.
All right,
And
I'm going to be
I
right
think
back. I just have to reboot this browser.
Yep. And I think it's going to be, if that happens, it's going to drive the price up. It's just supply and demand, right? So
Yeah, the only thing like supply and demand, I really believe is different with Bitcoin as compared to a commodity. Seriously, because a commodity has genuine real supply that people can evaluate with their eyes and ears, and they can touch it and feel it. And I feel like I'm going to get a better buy. I still feel like I'm going to get a better buy opportunity. That's just my gut. Dude, I don't know. It's not for me to say anything. You guys know I've been like a perpetual bear for like 6 to 7 months now, but I don't know. Let me know how it works out, because I don't know how that works, and I'd be curious to know if I ever had a little sum of money. But like, if Bitcoin dropped 25%, which really isn't that far off, if we see some serious negativity next month and the month after, then how would that affect your? Because when we asked him the margin call aspect of it, how would you guys feel about that?
yeah, we'd have to probably top up and cover.
Yeah.
Short,
So then
in that-
basically,
in
I
that
guess the question you have to ask yourself is like, are you willing to spend another 10 grand on Bitcoin right now, or 5 grand in the worst case scenario?
But I have a feeling that I think because of the way that everything goes, I think Bitcoin is not any different in the fact that, it's down at 35 or whatever it is right now, but there will be that slight increase, and it will be a roller coaster. So what that would sort of require me to do is to play that market, to say, when it goes up, I sell that Bitcoin back, pay off my debt, and I come back with like a 1/10 of a Bitcoin that I've made. You know what I mean? Then when it goes lower down to if it loses 25, pardon me?
I don't know if they let you do that though.
Sorry, Tim, can you repeat what you just said?
So if I invested if I did this B2X, right, and it's $35,000, and all of a sudden Bitcoin goes up to $38,000-$39,000. I believe, I haven't read the fine print on this, but if it's possible, I would potentially sell it, pay the loan back, right? Be left with a small amount of Bitcoin that I made on that, and then just watch for it to drive down again. You know what I mean? Like below the 35 and do it all over again.
Yeah.
I don't know if they allow that though.
That would literally just be the exact same as day trading Bitcoin on Binance though.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I don't
you're
know.
really watching it.
Yeah, and then you're causing whatchamacallit each time you buy and sell, right?
Well, a taxable event every time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but it's not much.
Yeah, it's virtually nothing if you're just
Does anybody know this for Carrie? Can you set up a stop loss on crypto in Wealthsimple?
Ooh.
No idea.
Good question. I haven't tried it, Carrie. That's a good question. Don't know. Don't want to lie to you. Don't know.
That's a Candace question too.
That's Candace might be able to answer that one.
Candace, the question is, can you set up a stop loss in Wealthsimple for crypto?
That's a really good question. I'd have to look.
Obviously, not a single one of us have done that.
I'll tell you
That is a good question.
Here, let me say this about Wealthsimple right now, because not a whole lot of people are buying and selling their crypto on Wealthsimple as opposed to ShakePay. They have like the exact same fees. Okay. Not to mention, I'm at the 1% for my ShakePay card now. So I've abandoned my ShakePay card. It's useless to me, and I do not care at this point. So there's no brand loyalty for me on this. I'm using my Wealthsimple card because they gave me the same 1%. I have a card number so I can actually use it on Amazon and online orders and stuff like that. And the fees are the exact same. What I'm probably going to do is go to Netcoins. And this time I'll just make sure to use your link. But I will go to Netcoins. But for me, and ShakePay, the ShakePaid feature is ending it's shorter than a month. It's done. So there's no incentive for me to buy on ShakePay outside of shaking for free sats. And then that will stop soon too, because they're going to have an insane amount of drop in their revenue. So for me, I'm Netcoins all day, every day. But I just want to put that out there that I think we've been using ShakePay like an SOB, but now that Wealthsimple, you can transfer in and out with a ton of coins. It's like ShakePay on crack, really.
Right.
And so I think just people should keep that in mind when they say like, I don't trade, crypto on Wealthsimple, just like Chris just said down there. None of us do, but there's zero incentive to buy on ShakePay now in comparison to Wealthsimple, like none.
Panda's asking what's ending on ShakePay. Could you go through that again, Ryan? What's ending?
ShakePaid. So the shaking sats will eventually come to an end. We don't know when. The ShakePaid, that will come to an end on April 11th. So then there's no more random bonuses. It's just the 1% or your welcome bonus whenever you finish that. I'm done mine. So it's just the 1%. So make sure your friggin' link is down below. Otherwise, hustle them to a video tomorrow. But yeah.
All right. We'll check and make
Chris,
sure the link is down below.
Netcoins is a Canadian company out of Vancouver. It's an exchange. It has a limited number of coins, ETH, XRP, I don't know. So maybe Solana, maybe Luna, Tether, stuff like that. There's 6-7 coins. But what they did, and they're owned by Big Digital Assets. Big Digital Assets?
Yeah.
Big. Yeah, yep. Big, yeah. And what they have is they have a, just like ShakePay did, they have a prepaid Visa that for the first 3 months of use, you get 3% back in everything you purchase in Bitcoin. So I am purchasing everything I can on my Netcoins. Now, word of advice for those of you who go to use this, if you use Royal Bank, I have been blocked twice. My first time it went through no problem. The second and third time I was blocked for $500. So here's the deal. when I set up the interact transfer, it goes over to Netcoins, gets accepted. But what you have to watch is on your app or on your login on your laptop is you got to log back on to your Royal Bank account. They say a transaction of $500 was sent to Netcoins. Was this you? Yes. That unlocks it and allows it to go to Netcoins. I didn't know that. And it's a glitch. It's apparently not Royal Bank doing it. Apparently it's not Netcoins doing it. Apparently it is Interact doing it. And it took me 3 hours to come to that on 2 separate calls to come to that conclusion. So if you use Royal Bank, the moment you send your money over to Netcoins, log out, log back in, and it'll say, is this you trying to transfer money to Netcoins? It's a built-in fraud security system. As soon as you click OK, good. If you leave it for a long period of time, they cancel the order and return the money back to your account. Not only that, you'll know it'll have gone through because you will have you will get a email message saying your Netcoins have been deposited, accepted from the Royal Bank into Netcoins. So, and I didn't understand, just like you do with ShakePay, you know, how you get those messages from ShakePay. It's the same setup with Netcoins, and I wasn't getting them. And it was like, that's the trigger. And if you leave it too long, you got to go back in, you got to do it all over again. So
does Netcoin stay on the exchange like Wealthsimple?
Yeah, it's on an exchange.
It's an exchange. You can move it wherever you want.
Yeah. And then just for this other one, so RBC system thinks it's a fraud transaction. No, it was never RBC. It was Interact.
It was Interact. Now RBC didn't have the problem with it because that's like when I first started doing transfers of larger amounts of money for my XRP to BlockFi and stuff like that back in the beginning, I would get a call from Royal Bank saying, do you authorize this? Do you know where you're sending it? Do you realize that cryptocurrency is a shaky market? ... Thank you very much for your time. I understand who it is. I know who it is. Let it go through. So,
And then we have a question for you, Ryan. Do you have any idea about Hive node investment?
Yeah. Okay. So investing in safety and security with respect to nodes, it's okay, great. I haven't done any too much research on it. As for Hive, they've been obliterated so friggin' bad from their all-time high that it's not even funny. I've got no interest in investing in Hive. I've got my miner. I don't even follow Frank anymore, the CEO. I'm not really into it. That would be a question for the Canadian Bitcoiners because I've written them off. And I have my horse in the race. It's not them. So that's kind of
who's your horse in the race?
I'm still sticking with Neptune. I mean, all miners are destroyed. All miners are absolutely destroyed. I mean, everyone. So now Hive in particular is getting attacked like crazy by Kevin O'Leary. Then you have people who say, oh, Kevin O'Leary doesn't get it. They're not listening to what Kevin O'Leary is saying. Kevin O'Leary's issue is with the auditing, okay? Not with the fact that you're using green this or this. It's the auditing process, which makes sense. That makes total sense. I'm not going to touch Hive with a 10-foot pole. But, I mean, it was at almost $8, and now it's like $2. Like, there's money to make, I'm sure, eventually down the road if you have a long enough time horizon. Node investments are great, but I don't really care about Hive. So I don't have a good answer for him.
Yeah, no. Totally agree. All righty. So we had a nice little diversion there. I'm going to figure out how to get Candace's. This is the moment in time on every week stream where we talk about the top 10 metaverse picks for cryptocurrency. And then we've got the 7 stock picks for the metaverse. And this segment is brought to you by Mountain Finance, and our lovely Candace gets to talk to us about what's going on in the metaverse.
Yeah, this actually is a better week than probably the last 3 or 4 weeks. We've actually got some green on these charts, which is really, really awesome. But let's jump in. So number 10, new on the chart this week. We've seen these guys before. Mobox, they were up a full 7.3%. Once again, the big thing about Mobox is that it's one of those ones you can use. You can play it on your phone, your tablet, or your computer. So that's kind of what differentiates them from the others. But moving on to number 9, we've got Averted down from number 6 last week, though they were up 1.7% on their return on investment over last week. And this, of course, is your Tamagotchi-like one. So that's kind of really interesting. Let's move on to number 8. Number 8 is a brand new one to our charts. It is Rev, the main token for the Rev Motorsport ecosystems. Now, they're owned by Animica Brands, who also owns the Sandbox, interestingly enough. Right now, they've got 2 games, F1 Delta Time and MotoGP. They have a play to earn in their arcade-like simulation blockchain racing game. So if you like racing cars, this may be a metaverse for you. And they joined our chart up 17.4% over the previous week. Number 7, we've seen these guys once before, a very long time ago. Radio Kaka. They've got a virtual. I know, it's a funny name. It reminds me of Queen's Radio Gaga, but it's not. But Radio Kaka is a 3D planet that uses an interface very much like Google Earth. So you can basically zoom in and out really, really cool. You can do staking on it. Now, instead of getting crypto back, you actually get NFTs back from the staking. And there's also liquidity farming as well on this. So there's a lot of opportunity to make some extra money. They were up 10.2%. Moving up to number 6, Engine is back again on the charts. They're up 5.6%. I've talked so much about Engine, I don't think I need to tell you anything else about this fantastic gem. Then up in number 5 is, well, speak of the devil, it's the Sandbox, up 10.5% this week. And ironically, it's also the game I've been playing on the Twitch stream on Sunday nights if you want to see the Sandbox. In at number 4, an old favorite, Axie Infinity. They were number 9 last week, so they've moved up a bit, up 8.6%. Coming in at number 3, community favorite, Decentraland, Mana. They were only up 2.2%, but it was enough. It was enough to hold them up there. And number 2, they were at number 2 last week, was Benzene. They were up a whole 13.9%. And this is another car type one. So you can blow up cars in Benzene if you want to blow up a car. That takes us to our number 1 coin of the week. Our number 1 coin of the week, Simonian Space Cubes. And they are up a fantastic 39.2%.
Wow.
Talk about holy banana breads on steroids. Once again, this is a virtual reality, open world, social, and persistent. You monetize via basically virtual reality ads on your land. So you buy your land, you put up your ads, you make passive income from it. So sounds like interesting. People seem to be interested in it this week, and that is why it's number 1.
That's amazing.
Those are our coins. Now, let's move on to the stocks. So this week in the stocks, coming in at number 7, Microsoft has squeezed its way back up with 2.04%. Microsoft definitely looking to make a splash in the metaverse, especially after their acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Coming in at number 6, they fell from number 2 last week, was Google. They fell 0.13% in their return on average, but it was still a pretty good week for Google. Number 5, AMD returning to our charts. They were up 3.89%, and we've seen AMD a few times. Number 4 is a brand new company we have not yet seen on the charts, and it's Sony Corp. So Sony was up 8.55%. Interesting thing about Sony is their CEO does not like the metaverse. So initially, the company was not thrilled with the metaverse, but they have changed their stance, and they're looking to have their PlayStation VR2 headset coming out this year. They're also in the process of developing the PlayStation VR Sense controller. And with Microsoft's acquisition, as we mentioned before, of Activision Blizzard, Sony is pretty much upping their game because they kind of have to. They're kind of in that position. When Microsoft acquired or made the intentions to acquire Activision Blizzard, their stock took a hit right away. Another interesting little thing, Sony has in partnership with Manchester City to develop a metaverse recreation of Etihad Stadium. And this is something that the fans in the stadium, they can all buy virtual coins, and this is going to be a way for them to interact in the metaverse. So that's going to be kind of interesting. So that's number 4, and that is Sony. Number 3, same as last week, Intel. They're just holding their own. They're up 2.10%. Number 2 was our number 1 company from last week, Equinox. They were down 0.02%. So pretty much they haven't moved that much. And once again, these guys are going to be big when it comes to your infrastructure and your actual data. But that takes us to number 1. And our number 1 this week is Amazon, who was up an amazing 22.46%. What else can you say about Amazon? And anybody holding Amazon this week is probably happy with this growth for sure. And we've, of course, talked about Amazon quite a bit, but those are your top 7 this week, as well as the top 10 coins. Will they be the same next week? You'll have to tune into the same Crypto Night in Canada channel at the same Crypto Night in Canada time. Okay,
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And you want to know something, Candace? I did watch you on Twitch this week. I just can't figure out. Okay, I didn't download the app. I just watched the link that you'd posted in the Facebook group. And it was neat kind of watching you go through that. And I was thinking it was hard to watch because it's like watching somebody else play a video game.
Well, that's what
you were chasing something blue. You were trying to pick up blue things. So are you actually making money on that game, or what was going on in that?
Right now, the game
sandbox?
is still the same. The game is still in alpha. So what I'm basically playing for right now is a spot in the game. So I'm not sure exactly what they're giving. They're going to award some kind of a pass. And to get that pass, you have to complete so many quests. So that's basically what the goal is right now, is just to sort of get myself into that position so that when it does go live and you're able to start making money, then you can do that.
Okay, so are you a gamer in general?
I've played a lot of games, yes.
Okay, so you like the gaming, and would you say that the game experience itself was worth doing?
This is the type of game that if you're not seeking really a lot of adrenaline, it's probably the game for you, because it is a little bit slow. Part of it is just running around and jumping and doing jumping puzzles and finding, of course, the blue diamonds. There are some places, like you probably didn't get to see, I went into this place that had a whole bunch of dungeon. It was like you had to, first of all, there were puzzles where you had to jump on things so that you didn't fall into a hole. And then there were a lot of skeletons that you had to fight. So
can you die? Can you die in these games?
No.
Like, do you lose lives?
No, it's to the point that you can jump. A lot of times I would jump to die at the bottom, so it would put me back at the starting position because that was closer to my objective. So there's no real death in the game. Like, there's a lot of the big games like that. If you're going to be doing a metaverse, you can't really have 3 lives, because then, well, what do you do, right?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like if you think of things like World of Warcraft, where you can die continually. You just have to run back and get your body again. And, and it's an inconvenience.
Yeah. Sort of like in real life, if you died, you had to run and find a new body.
Exactly.
Heads will roll.
I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be doing the sandbox again this week. I want to take a look and see what see what other games are available. I wouldn't mind playing.
Chris just asked Candace, have you looked at the MIR4?
I have not. I have not looked at MIR4. Now, the other limitation I have as well is that I'm in a Mac ecosystem, so that's why I can't play. I was gonna play Axie Infinity, but I can't play it because it's not available yet for Mac. When I found that out, I was like, don't. And I even put a poll up. Thank God that one didn't win the poll.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's fantastic. And so if anybody wants to go and watch you on Twitch, will you post the link in our Crypto Night in Canada when you're going in to do that? Because it was kind of neat. I'll link
it there Saturday or Sunday. On the Sunday nights, I stream at about 4 p.m. Eastern, and I usually go for about 3 hours. 2.5 to 3 hours. It just depends on.
Mm.
I was going to go a little bit longer last week, but it was just me and Verena, and then she had to go, so I was like, oh well, this sounds like a good place to call it.
Well, Twitch is one of those funny things. It's just another app, and I didn't understand what the app was for, and I'm thinking, oh, I need another app on my phone, like I need a hole in the head, and so I didn't understand. Is Twitch just for watching games? Like, what is the premise behind Twitch?
For what Twitch is, I mean, it's a community. It's a gaming community. So a person who comes in, just like it's like you're doing live streams on YouTube, but instead of just talking to people like we are now, you're normally talking to them while you're playing a game. So people will come in, they'll watch. You've got a chat. And once you have enough people and you can monetize, and it's a lot easier to monetize there than say YouTube, then people can cheer you on, and then anything they cheer, like let's say they throw $5 at you because it's like, hey, you, then Twitch gets $2.50 and you get $2.50. So it is a way to make money, and there are some people who make insane money. In the World of Warcraft, for example, there was a streamer by the name of Asmongold who just became insanely popular to the point that everybody argues how much he makes a month. Some people believe it's up around $100,000, but he's just
for doing what?
Playing games.
There's people making $1 million a year taking pictures of their feet on OnlyFans. We're just on the cusp of figuring this stuff out right now.
They're taking pictures of their feet.
Nancy,
there's
you
a
could
lot
quit
of
your job in a week. I
people.
hate to say it, but you probably could if you started getting weird and freaky with Tim over there. It's
Foot
insane.
fetish is huge in China and the Philippines and stuff like that.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second. What are they fetished about? Like the
I don't
feet
know,
are.
but now that I think about it, I can pick up things with my feet, so maybe that might be something I could take pictures of.
I don't know. Okay, I'm not an OnlyFans person, but basically, if you're willing to get freaky, you can be 150 grand a year in like 5 minutes. You'll figure it out.
What did you call it? An Onlys fan? What is that? What is that? Is that a website?
I think it has to do with sex, but I'm not sure.
No, seriously, Candace, it's not even. I mean, on OnlyFans, there's like Graham Stephen is on OnlyFans, like the friggin' YouTuber.
God. They have. I just Googled OnlyFans for feet. How to sell feet pics on OnlyFans. Make an extra $500 weekly.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Are these nice looking feet? Are they feet
Does
with
it
toenail
matter?
polish?
I don't know.
Do they have ingrown toenails? Do we have are they weird webbed looking feet? Is it feet that have baby toes that are shorter or longer than the big toes? Like what is it?
It's all toe jam.
What is it? What is making this money? I don't understand it.
People, psychos who pay for like
fetish.
So if there's a monthly subscription, I know this person who does it. It's disgusting. But good for her. But like, she's making like 100 grand a year. I don't even want to say what she's doing, but like, I don't know. But it's it's anything weird that you wouldn't post on Facebook, post it on there, and psychos with an extra $10-20 a month, whatever the hell you charge, they'll pay you to see your fucked up pictures. It's like a porn. It's like quasi porn shit.
Yeah. It's fetish. It's all fetish.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's crazy, but you know what? There's money to be made there. So I'll be taking a picture of my feet on Sunday.
Yeah. So basically, like anybody with a daughter who has no job but is making bank, it's OnlyFans.
So next year, our DCA challenges will all take pictures of our feet and see who can make the most money.
I swear to God, we should. Honestly, that is a thing. I think we should have a contest.
You nailed it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this goes along the topic of I had another girlfriend tell me that she saw a woman who farts in a jar and she sells these farts in a jar. And I'm thinking, who is buying farts in a jar? Who's doing that?
You know, she had a heart attack, eh? That's why she made it on the news.
Yeah, underwear that women have worn that got all sweaty and they sell it. Yeah.
Ew.
Stop that.
Oh, no.
Where?
Yes, it's real.
Where is that being
Why
sold?
do you want to know where?
China. It's a fetish.
Oh my God.
I don't even know who knows where the fuck it is. Dude.
It was in Orange is the New Black, right? It's
Ew.
true. It's nasty.
Ew, bro. No, and it's dead serious. People are selling used underwear, like farted on jars. Like, I mean, what are we doing? But this is the thing. That jar lady made the news like last month. That's probably why your friend heard about her. Because she tried to fart so much that she gave herself a little bit of a heart attack and had to go to the hospital because she was eating bad food and trying to fart. So she almost shit her insides out. And she full blown had like a heart attack because she was trying to sell too much farts. I mean,
now she's renamed her channel Fart Attack.
Yes, that would be a cool.
That's a pretty good dad joke, I have to say.
That is a good one.
Oh my gosh! So Ken's just left to go outside, but Ken needs to.
He didn't take a jar, did he?
No, somebody's saying that on Ken's Friday night stream, he needs to do a whole thing on how to become an OnlyFans.
It's the many feet of crypto night. We'll just start an OnlyFans and we'll all be rich. The many feet of crypto night. Everyone send us a shot.
Do you know what her brand? Do you know what her brand used to be called?
Andrew would know.
What's that?
I'm sure Andrew would know too. What was the brand called?
Never trust a
fart. Oh man.
Pilot Caesar?
Yeah, wow.
SBDs.
I think the crew just thought we turned another corner. You never know on this show. We talk about anything and everything, and then some.
The second we went down the coffin route, and then that turned to pot, and now it's feet and OnlyFans. We're gone. We're gone.
I've just come up with a new meaning in NFTs.
Feet NFTs.
No, it had more to do with the middle one was fart, but
Yeah, no farting.
Okay, cool.
Today.
That's it.
Well, then see if you did those feet pictures as NFTs, and anybody wanted to sell them to somebody else, you'd make residual income off of your feet pictures.
They'd be called a feet and a feet. What?
You want to hear something whack? This is how stupid people are. If Kanye West took a picture of his feet right now, I bet you he could sell it for $1 million as an NFT.
How would they know it was his? Why couldn't they
wallet address? Just confirm a wallet address or something.
Right, like if it was on the blockchain.
And they would probably look shady.
Oh, no, that's Eminem. His would look shady.
Slim shady at that.
Slim shady. They'd look very
you know what? I'm now having vision. Now I have a whole new business idea.
Oh.
When we go on vacation, on beach vacation, I'm thinking we take cameras. Like everybody, you see all those people.
I'm not becoming a Voyager for freaking.
You see people standing on
I
the
am
beach.
not becoming a Voyager.
And they're doing. And
what are you doing? I'm
selfies.
taking a picture of your feet. Do you mind?
No,
do you mind posing?
so as they're posing, you see all those people.
Oh no! We've got a new division. We call it crypto.
No, okay, how many people have been on a beach vacation?
When you go to the Foot Burger place, they call it the Golden Arches.
No. When you go on a beach vacation, you see all these people. They barely walk 5 steps down the beach and everybody's posing. So why don't you, while they're posing,
why
take a picture of their feet and then we can have a plethora of feet pictures.
Just run by and be like, got your feet.
You want to hear something crazy? So I know a guy who's not very savory, and I don't consider him a friend, but I do know him through somebody. He's not my friend. But anyway, he takes because it's so unregulated, nobody gives a shit. And the reason it's that way is because it is nefarious type of stuff on OnlyFans. This guy takes Instagram photos from random women, okay? And he'll post them on OnlyFans once every blue moon. And this guy's making $3,000 a month. He doesn't take a picture. He downloads a picture. He right-clicks it, NFT style. He right-clicks it, posts it on OnlyFans. He's making $3,000 a month. It's brutal. It's not legal at all, okay? Totally illegal, but it's just OnlyFans is so disgusting that debauchery on there. Like, I love the comment. Cannabis driver said NFT, nice effing toes. That's going to be the name of my OnlyFans channel is NFT. You'll figure it out. Nice effing toes, bro. But it's all debauchery on there. It's gross.
Now, if you guys look at chat, they all came here tonight for an inch of knowledge, and now they're going to leave with a foot.
Oh, look at that crypto night in Canada. Very nice. Very nice.
Nice.
I'm writing that one down. Crypto night in Canada. Well, I was even thinking.
I am not taking feet. I'm not taking pictures of feet at the bars because stubbies are well gone.
Well, I was, you know what I was thinking? How many times you're sitting in a stall
I'm
next
not
to
taking.
somebody?
I am not pointing my
next
picture
to
at the ground.
somebody.
And
That's
pushing
all
the
you
button.
can see is feet.
That is just got
Then
trouble
they don't
run all
even
over
know
it.
that you're taking a picture.
was-
You could
you
just
wanna
sit
hear
and take a
something there?
picture of the people's feet.
wanna
Then
hear
you can
something
make it into
disgusting?
an NFT, and off you go.
Nancy, I got to tell you about this Instagram account I came across years and years ago. Okay. And this is what, I mean, this is why I hate social media, because it just doesn't make sense to me. This person's Instagram account would photograph leather seats when somebody got up. And there would be like sweat rings, there'd be like moisture, and I'm like, what is this human being doing?
Do you know the best picture was when they had the salt around the sweat ring? That got the bucks.
It was gross, dude. That's what made me.
horrible.
That's what made me realize. I'm like, what? The world we live in is like. I've realized that people are gross and disgusting, and I don't want to know, because the fact that this guy had an insanely popular account, I'm like, what for?
Again, who is looking for this stuff? Who? That would never cross my mind. I
would you
would
even make
never
that
think
shit
to do
up?
that.
Who? Yeah. Let's film sweat rings on a leather seat when someone gets up. How do you, for one, have the balls to take a picture of that when someone like, hold on, move, I got to take a picture of your ass sweat?
Did they show up too?
It's like,
A buck is a buck.
Jason Spooner's right. He's lost faith in mankind a long time ago. But you know what? Okay, I will say this. If nothing else from this conversation, I have conversations at a corporate level on a regular basis, and people are perplexed as to where did all the workers go within the job market. It is a regular round the boardroom table. We talk about these things, and I am now going to have new pieces of information when I go to the board meeting. Now I'm going to be able to say, yes, there is apparently foot fetishes out there that people can make oodles and oodles of money taking pictures of their feet,
Nancy,
and sweaty butt rings when people get off of leather chairs. Can you imagine me telling this to the president of our company? This is why we don't have any workers, because people are taking illegal foot. Be careful when you're in the toilet stall at a restroom. Protect your feet because they're being put on the internet.
Well,
what happened to Jasmine and
Just
Steven?
put them in provocative poses.
How do you
They're
put
making
your
more
feet-
money selling pictures of themselves in front of the bathroom mirror than you could ever pay them to work at Gordon Food. And I'm dead serious, because like, where did all the interns go? It's like they're selling pictures of their bum for $1,000. That's where they went. It's fucking 2022. Like, I don't know.
This is true. This is like, anyways. Yep. Kyle says, who needs crypto when you get 100x on your feet? On your feet.
True.
Thanks, Kyle.
Classic.
Kyle broke Nancy.
I'm trying to picture myself telling this to the directors meeting next week. Oh, well, I now know where all the workers went. They're taking feet pictures. Like, it's just
send them
honest
the
to
replay of this instead.
God.
Maybe I'll get some more Netcoin subscribers.
With the broken link. Perfect.
Hi. Nice. I don't know what's the matter with the link. I have to get on the computer. I'm trying it from my app. Maybe that's the problem.
Oh, man. Oh, this has been a very fun conversation tonight. Anybody want to talk about more investing ideas? Listen, we're all about helping everybody gain money any way they can, because if we go into a recession, you have your feet. You have your feet, and you can do something. You can make some money with your feet if you're creative.
Yeah, but you have to go to the Sandals Resort.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay, do you think that people get more money if they wear high heels? I've got some really nice looking high heels.
Probably, because then you'll get even more nefarious douchebags. It's gross. I don't want to get into what it is. Here, fuck it.
No.
This is a weird topic. Whatever. Yeah, you probably get more with high heels. It's fucked up.
Or if you have very flexible feet and you could hold like a cigarette or something, then you could double the price if you hit both the cigarette and the feet fetish people.
How much is someone willing to pay to watch you smoke a cigarette with your feet while wearing open-toe high heels? That's the question. Maybe get some open-toe wedges up in there.
Well, how much did you
Smack
pay
it, a
last
wedge
time,
joint.
Brian?
We'll get an open-toe wedge joint. That's what it'll call the wedge. The wedge. Subscribe, $10.99 a month for the wedge. Dun, 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 dun. Classic.
Yeah, we're gonna have a
Oh, dear.
we're gonna have a segment called "This Little Piggy."
Oh, Verena keeps wanting us to move off the foot topic. She doesn't like talking about feet. Well, obviously, we know Verena will not be going on to OnlyFans and looking at any feet. But
There's a lot though. You could actually videotape people to see at a gravel parking lot at a beach to see how many people actually place bets and how many of them actually walk across the entire lot in gravel in their bare feet.
oh my God, do you think that would
Dude.
be something that a
It's
foot
the
fetish?
stupidest thing, but people go, "Is this guy going to make it?" He's you know what I mean? When you go across, or you go on hot stinking pavement in bare feet.
Ooh.
Yeah, that hurts.
Mhm.
But what is it about the feet that they like in the foot
It's
fetish?
weirdos. Nancy will never understand what they like about feet.
But
You'll
is it
never
that
get
they like the shape of the feet, or do they like to see the feet in action? See, I need to understand.
Maybe it's the
So if
sound
we're
it
going
makes.
to do some of this,
True.
I need to know what
What kind of
people-
production value do you guys need, basically? Is it Nancy running, zoomed in on the foot? Or is it
No,
Nancy
no,
lounging?
we do not want Nancy running in bare feet.
Oh yeah, I fall.
We do not.
I fall. I'm not as bad as Candace.
Oh.
I haven't fallen downstairs, but
I-
I am.
It's
I-
worse than an F-15 going down.
Oh, I
can
have
throw
better
a ball with my
footwear.
feet.
You can throw a ball with your feet.
Yeah,
What?
because I can spread my toes apart and grab a ball and throw it.
What?
That's
Hey, Candace is the
Impressive.
next OnlyFans millionaire. Start a new baseball club, Candace's feet, and just start throwing pitches to the wall. Play
The
wall ball
spread.
with your feet. You could probably be a millionaire.
yeah.
Oh, this world we live in.
I said I can use my feet to give Tim the willies because I put my cold feet right on his back and then he. That's the only thing I can do with my feet and walk.
That's nice.
There you go.
It's the basics.
Yeah. Well,
Good
since we've covered off funerals, feet, and a little bit of crypto, I'm not sure there's any place left to go tonight. Ken, what do you got going on? Give us an update on the Andrew situation. So, is Andrew back in your world? Like, what's happening
Oh, he
here?
had dental surgery, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a tooth pulled, and apparently it was a bugger to get out. So he was down and out for 2 days. So he will be back this weekend, according to him. I talked to him on the phone. So he shall be back.
I wonder if he'll still be partying from tomorrow, St. Patrick's Day, on Friday night.
Oh, probably. Probably.
Oh, are you guys going to be partying for St. Patrick's Day? No, it's not a thing for you. Okay. We do have to back the train up just slightly before we go on too much further. Candace, could you maybe give Mr. Red Taco 11? He still doesn't know what a metaverse is. I don't know whether he's kidding on that, but let's just.
I think he's kidding, but in a nutshell, a metaverse is just basically a virtual universe or virtual reality created in the cloud, whether it be a game or whether it be an office building, or it can be just basically anything that you want it to be. So it's a way for us to basically virtually interact. Oh, and he's actually not kidding. So think of if you've ever seen like a movie like Player One, where you basically go in, you've got a Ready Player One, you go into sort of like a world. It's almost like another world, but it doesn't exist. It's virtual.
Does that help?
Sorry, Red Taco, because I think we're still weaning off of the last convo that
I know,
we're
I'm
having a
trying
hard
to not
time.
think
But
about feet.
I know. We're all trying not to think about feet. I'm trying not
We're
to
all
think about how
on that
much
topic,
money
we're
you
all
can make on
defeated.
your feet. So Mr. Red Taco, we've been talking about the metaverse for a while because it's coming out fast and furious, and anytime anybody is quiet in the industry, guaranteed they're going to be launching some new NFT, or not NFT, new metaverse project. Michael Eisner, the old Disney CEO, he just came out that he's partnered in with I forget which company it is. Which one is it?
Genesis. They were on they were actually on our chart a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, so it's not just Facebook, the new name of Facebook, Meta. It's actually a whole conglomerate of people, and Candace kind of gives you the rundown every week. If you pop in every week, Candace kind of gives you a rundown of what stocks are trending, that of people that are playing in the metaverse space, and also what crypto coins are kind of trending in the metaverse space.
And also Mr. Red Taco, if you just head over to my channel, I've got an introductory video on exactly what the metaverse is.
Yeah.
So that'll give you a lot more detail.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, head over to Candace's channel for that.
Yeah, and that's Mountain Finance. So you should be able to find her and find that metaverse link. And to my BFF, Debbie, yes, we're still going. And Debbie, you missed the whole feet conversation, and you need to go back because they had me in hysterics. And it's a whole new business venture. You and I are going to talk about feet. Apparently, it's a thing. Anyways, so okay, Candace, what you got going on this week?
Well, on Friday, I'm destroying the world. There'll be a video about that.
What?
Yeah, I said on Friday I'm destroying the world, so there'll be a video about that.
Why? What does that mean?
Well, I guess I don't have to stream now, do I?
No.
No, it's my my new science channel. I'll be introducing the first long video. It's going to be about basically a solar kill shot.
What?
You'll have to watch it Friday to find out what that is.
No. You're doing a new channel?
Yeah. Science channel.
I have a science channel. So we're going to be, that's what we're going to be talking about on that video. So it's going to be a completely different format than what I'm doing in the finance. So it'll be cool.
What's going on Saturday night?
What's that?
What are you doing Saturday night?
Saturday night's my live stream.
What's on Saturday?
Well, I don't have a guest.
We are lunatics tonight. We're lunatics.
Yeah, no, I don't have a guest yet. So once I find a guest, I usually try to cater the topic to them. If I don't find a guest, then I come up with another topic.
Okay.
So once I have a guest, I'll have a topic. But right now I don't have that yet. I've been so busy at the beginning of this week, I haven't really put up feelers out yet. So that's
exactly. And as Mr. Red Taco said, she's not just dipping a toe in, it's the whole foot for you. Okay, Ryan, what do you got going on?
Live streams are the market closes are the focus until that schedule is 4 weeks solid, and then videos are secondary. Nice. Same old, but market close. I love them.
So I liked your market close from the car. That was really good.
Yeah, once in a blue moon. Actually, that gave me inspiration because I received a higher watch rate and like rate on that car live stream than I have on every live stream, any live stream I've ever done on a market close that received the best responses on the analytics side. So I'm going to be bringing back Sundays, not this Sunday, but I'll be bringing back, I think, the Sunday following. And it's not going to be stocks. It's not going to be crypto. It's going to be shooting the shit like we used to do back in the day when this channel very first started, just that whole thing. I'm debating, though, doing a brand new channel for that because I'm not going to be talking stocks at all. And in fact, if you bring up stocks, you're dead to me on that. So it's going to be one of those scenarios. I'm thinking about just doing a new channel for it, but Sundays for just couch chat like this. This would have been a perfect Sunday scenario, and guests are welcome, obviously, but I just don't want to be, I don't want to do the stocks and crypto on Sundays. If Sundays are going to be chill for me, then it's going to be chill. And we're going to be talking about our new feet venture. We're going to be talking about all this shit, but that's what Sundays are. I don't want to do stocks and crypto on the weekend.
Yeah. And so Ken, you did an epic episode on Friday with no guests at all. You just ran it yourself.
Yeah, well, the
Dude,
chat helped out
that's-
very much.
I tell you this, that's one of the hardest things in the world is doing a live stream by yourself for like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. You went 5 friggin' hours, dude.
It was the chat, man. The chat gave me a lot of support.
You killed it though, dude. You killed it, man.
Yeah.
It's not easy going 5 hours with nobody but your own brain.
Well, and I was going to try to stop. I was going to try to pop on Saturday night after Candace's, but you were in the car going somewhere. And I just got so tired. I just thought, okay, I'm waiting. And then I fell asleep waiting until you got back and put the link in.
Well, yeah, I was trying to do an episode of Crackhead Hunters, but I couldn't find none. So
What?
I'm like, what? So you were looking for
time out. Never mind.
Crackhead hunters.
Exactly.
Episode
Anyways,
1.
that's right. Well, thank you everybody in the chat for sticking it out tonight. Honestly, I had no idea we were going to go down to the road we did. We certainly went from talking about economic confusion to just plain old confusion. And I'm like, I am more confused and inspired and kind of grossed out all at the same time. So, but stay tuned because I am actually going to look into some of this. And we will we'll talk to you next week on Crypto Night in Canada. Oh,
Okay,
Ryan,
before you end,
Yes.
do not do the Netcoins thing until Tim posts even if it's a 60-second video. Like Chris Dolt, he's still here. He held off. I told him just to wait. Wait to do it. Don't use my stupid link. I'll
do a short tomorrow on it.
Okay,
guaranteed. I'll do a short.
And I'm going to have my link. So if you watch my channel, don't use my link because I'm going to start pumping it like crazy. So don't use my link. Use theirs and go to him and Nancy's channel to do it. Just do that. Okay. So Chris Dolt, though, especially, keep your eyes peeled for his short on the Netcoins affiliate link. You can get free money. Simple as that.
Excellent. Anyways, have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Talk to you next week.
Boy, that one got us up to our ankles. And now
Good.